So I just finished watching Inu X Boku and it left me wondering what the Japanese anime industry would actually find unacceptable to put into an anime. Inu X Boku is a strange anime about people with inherited supernatural abilities that live in an apartment block together. This show isn't so much about the supernatural abilities, although they do feature, but it's more about their day-to-day lives, living together and the friendships and relationships that grow from that. The set of characters are some of the quirkiest characters you will come across, although very often they will go beyond the border of quirkiness and cross over into just plain perversion. The main character, Ririchiyo, moves into an apartment in the building and her parents have hired a Secret Service agent to do everything from take care of her everyday needs to protecting her should she be in danger, and this Secret Service agent's name is Miketsukami, who looks suspiciously like Tomoe from Kami-sama Kiss and even shares the same fox-like spirit transformation. Ririchiyo will either irritate the hell out of you or you will love her, a bit like Marmite in a way. Her constant
yeah, whatever, I suppose,
and cocky attitude might get on your nerves, or you might connect with the other side of her personality, which is one that's quite socially inept and wants to change for the better, but struggles when interacting with other people, which might be relatable to you. Miketsukami is also quite polarising. His cute design and total dog-like subservience would either make you wish he was your Secret Service agent, or just totally creep you out. But as you may or may not know, this is a romance anime, so you can probably guess that the main romance is between Ririchiyo and Miketsukami. But there is one slight problem with their romance. There's a 7-year age gap, and he's 22, so I'll let you guess based on Ririchiyo's design if she's 7 years older or 7 years younger. When I was watching the series, I was thinking, okay, but they don't actually get together, right, romantically? Like, they can't, surely. At the end of the series, Ririchiyo will probably say, "I love having you as my Secret Service agent, stay with me forever," and she'll blush whilst having unrequited love, and then Miketsukami would say, "I'll serve you to the day I die, Miss Ririchiyo," and they would continue like that for the rest of their lives and have a happy ending. But no, at the end of the series, they actually get together, romantically. A 22-year-old and a 15-year-old. The show does mention that she's almost 16 by the end, so that makes it all okay. If you want to see something really fucked up, make sure to watch the OVA episode. What they do together in the first 10 minutes or so will really make you sick to the stomach if you weren't already. The really messed up part of the series is the fact that the romance was actually written fairly well. I actually enjoyed their interactions and build up to getting together, but any enjoyment you get from their romantic build up is underpinned by the creepiness of their age gap. But what annoyed me was that they didn't even need to make the characters so far apart in age. They could have quite easily made Miketsukami the same age as her, or they could have made Ririchiyo the same age as Miketsukami, and instead of going to school every day, she went to work instead. But believe it or not, that wasn't the only lolly hunter in the show. Another Secret Service member in the apartment block, Nobara, also enjoys girls of the younger variety, very openly. Great. Just great. There were some redeeming points to the show, however. My favourite character was Kagero, and whilst he does continue on the theme of perversion, he is by far the funniest character there. Kagero likes S&M, and no, that's not Pokemon Sun and Moon. He basically wears an S&M mask constantly and goes around identifying everything. And when I say everything, I mean literally everything and anything you can think of as either sadistic or masochistic.
This elevator sure is making us wait. It's a sadist! Oh, so hot! It's a sadist! But once you're used to it, it feels good. So it's a masochist.
This mat likes to be stepped on. It must be a masochist. This toilet paper is rough on my bum. It must be a sadist. This toothpaste likes to be squeezed. And you know what that means? Masochist. This sofa is heavy to lift. Sadist. This door likes to be slammed. Masochist. You get the picture, and he even has his own S&M songs in the ending themes, which is actually a pretty funny touch. I mean, look, the series isn't terrible, but it isn't great either. Even if you take the perverse elements out of the equation for a second, it's a pretty standard story. Put a bunch of people together under a certain circumstance and see how their daily lives play out. It's not exactly complex. There are slivers of character growth, with the story telling us that Ririchiyo has grown accustomed to interacting with people by the end of the series, although I'm not really sure her character's behaviour actually changes that much personally. And then there's Miketsukami's backstory, and that was alright, but it was erring on the side of a bit unbelievable. But add in the perverse side of things, and you have to question how this one made it to the publishers. But despite my rather critical review, I don't actually hate the series. I still liked most of the characters actually, and it was a fairly sweet story, but I'm just glad there wasn't a season 2. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, just.